Right now, President Biden and Speaker Kevin McCarthy are in talks about the debt limit, and we have just learned a little bit about the president's upcoming trip to Japan for the G7. Joining me now is Kelly O'Donnell from the White House. Kelly, what do you got?
Well, we're able to break this news, Katie, that the president will cut short his overseas trip. He's due to leave tomorrow for Japan and the G7 summit of the world's largest economies. He was then supposed to go to two other countries, Papua New Guinea, the first sitting U.S. president to visit that Pacific island, and Australia, a key U.S. ally and partner for what is known as the Quad Summit. Those two stops are off the table now, and we expect that the president will be making a change. And I am told by a source familiar with the trip planning here that the president has decided he will come back on Sunday in order to be able to work with Congress and to ensure that they take action on the debt ceiling crisis. Now, to put this in perspective, these international summits are planned months, if not years in advance. There's a lot of agenda on high stakes involvement for everyone there. But it would also put the president on the world stage at a time when a domestic issue is so critical. And there have been some calls from Republicans in Congress that the president should not leave the country when this debt crisis is looming. So the president is sort of splitting the trip. The G7, which is in Japan, as I mentioned, and is an important part of the issues with Ukraine, the issues of global economic concerns, and certainly to show that the U.S. Is going to make good on its promises, things like paying its credit. So the president will go on that portion of the trip, leaving tomorrow, and then will come back earlier Sunday. And as we've talked about, Katie, June 1st is the loose deadline for the United States not being able to pay its bills because of tax revenue coming in, expenses going out, and not having the ability to raise the borrowing limit. So that is still a very tight timeline, just over 2 weeks, where the president has to work with Congress to try to get this done. You mentioned the meeting is going on right now with Speaker McCarthy, Chuck Schumer, the Democratic leader of the Senate, and the other two partners, Mitch McConnell and Hakeem Jeffries. Included today is also the vice president, who is in that meeting for the first time in the first of two of these sessions. Will they make progress? That's going to be a big test. There are issues like work rules and having that attached to requirements for certain federal benefits. That's one of the things being talked about. That is a sticking point for Republicans and something that progressive Democrats don't want to see. So to have the president make this decision to change an international summit schedule is certainly an indication of how big a deal avoiding default is and what the president is prepared to do to try to make a deal come together with Congress.